Hello, I'm Arthur. Welcome to my lab. Recently I got a hold of this neat crank operated flashlight. So the way it works is that you turn the crank just like so in any direction, and that charges the built-in battery, and then you operate the flashlight. You can turn it on when you need some light, except the battery inside of this device doesn't seem to hold charge. So no matter how much I turn the crank, the light will only turn on while I turn the crank, and as soon as I stop, the light goes out, probably because the battery inside is just worn out and not holding the charge. So let's take it apart and see what's inside and how we can fix it. Here's what's inside of this battery operated or crank operated flashlight. So here's the crank part. Remove the 4 screws that hold this thing together, and basically what we have inside is just a regular motor that generates the voltage that's connected to this rectifier bridge. So no matter which way you turn the crank, the voltage coming out of the rectifier will be correct way around. And then this feeds into this circuit here, switch to turn on and off the light. And no luck. Oh, there's a little bit of light here. Yeah, this battery is almost depleted, so it doesn't last long. Here's a transistor, some diodes and resistors, some basic circuit that basically reduces the voltage from the motor, which can output around 12-14 volt when you crank vigorously. This circuit here reduces this to about 3 volt, the correct voltage for this cell, and charges this cell. Unfortunately, there's no way to plug this into some power source to pre-charge this thing before going out into the woods. You have to crank this crank to charge this device. So in the long run it can get boring trying to get this thing charged before the trip, but it is what it is. So that's how the inside looks like, and for those curious, here's a little gear mechanism that converts the turns of the crank into the motor drive. And I can see that actually I've been trying to charge this battery for a few days, and I'll record in a moment a video showing how that was done. But I see that this battery has now swollen a little bit. It puffed up. So I think this battery has been discharged so badly that it cannot be really charged, and it just needs to be replaced. For a couple of days now I've been trying to recharge this rechargeable lithium battery cell that I have in this crank operated flashlight, and it's not working too well, and that's to be expected because this battery is pretty old. I have a replacement battery on order, so the next part of this video will be with the new battery, and we'll see how that works. But I was hoping that I could resurrect this battery, and it was pretty dead, practically discharged down to 0 volts, so I didn't really expect that it will hold any charge whatsoever. But actually it's doing okay-ish. After a couple of days it's now at 3.7 volts if I unplug my power supply, and the voltage will drop, and overnight it dropped to like 2.8 volt, I think. So not ideal. Again, I'm not really looking for much here, but just thought I'd give it a try. So we'll see how things work once I replace the battery. I've replaced the battery in this crank operated flashlight, so I didn't record the soldering of this new battery. It's fairly simple. I think this circuit uses a lead-free solder, so I just cleaned that up and put the new battery in, and yeah, now the flashlight works. It has two modes. It has a single LED mode, and then you push the button again and it goes to double LED mode, or a triple LED mode, which is much brighter. So that's now running off of my new cell, and I can close the cover on this unit, put the screws back in, and I'm good to go. And then to charge, all I need to do is crank this lever, and I will recharge the cell. Just like that. And here's the old battery that I pulled out of this unit, and I've been trying to charge it for several days. I had it connected to my power supply, so let's take a look at how much charge it kept from all that charging. 1.6 volt, and it should be fully charged at about 4.2 or 3.6 volt nominal, so this is less than a half of that. So yeah, this cell is gone. It's dead. It's no good. So it's a good thing that I replaced it. And actually, I saw a date code on this unit under the battery of 0601, which is the 6th week of 2001, I believe. And this battery has marking of, if I can get it to focus here, 060303. So I believe this is the expiration date of 2003. So this cell is long expired. But now both of the flashlights are in business, back in business. Both this one and this puppy. So that's it for today. That's it about the flashlights. See you guys later.